Shalom, shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who preach this word in truth and sincerity, salutations, and much respect. This message goes out to the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible, which are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, Jamaicans, and those Israelites that are known as the speckled birds. Those Israelites who might look like heathen nations because their forefathers slept with heathen women. You know, they are Israelites because of their father's lineage, even though they may look like heathen nations. Those are the mixed multitude spoken about in Revelations. You know, so salvation is only for Israel, as stated in Romans, I think chapter 9. You know, because Paul even said it. You know, salvation pertains to those whom are Israelites according to the flesh. You know, because Paul was an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. So this message goes out to you guys. You know, now as of August 20th, 2021, we are in high time to wake up out of sleep and wake back up to our heritage. You know, because the time of Jacob's trouble, you know, when the Lord will bring hell, tribulation upon the world for its wickedness, you know, and also because he's bringing it to revenge and avenge his nation, Israel, and more importantly, to avenge the elect of the nation of Israel. And he's going to come and redeem them. But before he makes his return, he is going to allow the event of Jacob's trouble, you know, all hell, earthquakes, famine, pestilence, diseases. He's going to give the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, you know, he's going to give them the he's going to put the spirit on them to enforce martial law, to enforce the mark of the beast, you know, which is the RFID microchip, to enforce draconian laws, you know, as you see these evil mandates uh, involving this jab, you know, he's going to put the spirit on them to show their horns and to kill the wicked of his people, you know, the Israelites, the wicked Israelites, which are the 2/3. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to allow Esau Edom to kill them, you know, but he's going to spare the elect, you know, and you know, this time known as Jacob's trouble is going to be great trouble, man. It's going to be great distress, you know, great evilness. And in this lesson, I want to speak on, you know, the sword of the Lord, which is the wicked, you know, and who that is, who that beast is, and that beast is none other than the so-called white man, Esau Edom, you know. And I'm going to start in Genesis chapter 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. So Isaac, which is the son of Abraham, you know, he and Rebekah, you know, they laid together and she conceived, you know, and she had children, and the children struggled together within her. So while the kids were in her womb, they were fighting, man, and she could feel it. And she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." So, you know, it's going to be one people would be stronger than the other, and the elder would serve the younger, meaning the youngest would be stronger than the eldest. And We're gonna go into the scriptures and see who that eldest is and who that the younger was. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So Esau came out red. He was the eldest. And as it stated in the line before that, the eldest would serve the younger. So before Esau even came into the world, it was predestined, and that proves that you don't have free will, man. It was predestined that he would serve Jacob. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was threescore years old when he bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And who has that characteristic, that trait of loving to be a hunter? The so-called white man. You know, that's his nature, man. You know, and you Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you know, y'all just like to chill, man. What? Just vibing. You know, what's the saying? Just vibing, man. I'm just vibing, you know, because it's in your nature, man. That's what type of people we are. And the whole reason, you know, I'm going into this is to prove who that beast, who that man is. You know, Esau is our enemy. He's our evil twin brother, man. And it was prophesied, you know, that you know, it was prophesied, you know, that we would be fighting until the end of time, man, until Yahweh Bashem Yahushua came back, man. It was prophesied, man. And this is really why Esau hates Jacob, and I'm gonna go into it because, you know, Jacob. I'm gonna skip ahead. Jacob received the blessing from Isaac, you know, of the kingdom of heaven. You know, he received the blessing, and the reason he received it was because Esau did not he didn't care for the blessing. He didn't respect the blessing. He was a profane man. He was a wicked man, man. And he was made to be the wicked man. And he hated Jacob for that. And that goes all the way back to Cain and Abel. You know, because Cain killed Abel because Abel was righteous. And those are those two same spirits that came back. You know, Cain is Esau. You know, and when Cain killed Abel, the Lord put a mark on him. And that's why Esau came out red. That's that mark. You know, you can see his blood through his skin. You know, it's a curse, leprosy. You know, and Abel was Jacob, man, the righteous seed. And that's why Esau always hated him. And that's why they were fighting in the womb, because they were those two same spirits. And I'm going to read. I'm going to start at. This is Genesis 27, and I'm going to start at the verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord. He's speaking of Jacob. He made Jacob Esau's Lord. As the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua told Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger. And that's what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. Esau is going to be under the feet of Jacob, man. He's going to be under our feet. And that's why he persecutes you so much, because he knows the truth. And you don't even know who you are. And Isaac answered unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And these other heathens are going to be our servants as well. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So Isaac told Esau, man, this is a future prophecy that it was going to come time where he would have the dominion. And how did he say Esau would live? By the sword. And if you go into the so-called white man's history, how does he always get everything? By violence, by the sword, by deceiving, by preying upon his prey, and then attacking, you know, like what he did with the Native Americans, with the Pilgrims. Those were Edomites, man. They came over here pretending to be friends of the so-called Native Americans, which are actually the tribe of Gad, which are Israelites. They came over here acting like they're friends, gave them blankets with diseases in them, got them all sick, and then they slaughtered them, man, by the thousands and millions. Slaughtered their kids, slaughtered their daughters, raped their daughters, slaughtered the women, showed no pity, killed the old and young. And then the Atlantic slave trade, what they did to the so-called Negroes, which is the tribe of Judah, the Haitians, which are the Levites, the Jamaicans, which are Benjamin. What they did to us, they put us on slave ships, and then slavery and oppression for over 400 years, man. This man lives by the sword, man. He always has done this stuff, man. It says, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's prophetic because, in the spirit, Isaac was Yahushua as well. And if you go back to when Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus, when he came on earth and he was crucified, after he died, 70 AD, what did the Romans, which were Edomites, what did they do? What did they do? They persecuted us. And that's in the spirit, man. That's in the spirit. And I'm gonna clarify that, the original Romans were not Edomites, but Esau took over their land and took their heritage, and that goes to prove that these Edomites live by the sword as well, because every heritage that these Edomites have, they stole it from other nations. They weren't the original Greeks as well. They stole that. The original Greeks were Japhites, but then Esau, Edom came in their land and took it over. With Alexander the Great, he took it over from the original Greeks. He took it over. See, they got everything that they have was by the sword. The original Romans weren't Edomites. I think they were a Japhetic people as well. And Esau, Edom took over their land and took their heritage on as well, because they refused to be known as Esau. They hate that name. They try and run from that mark. They try and run from their heritage because they know what's the end of being an Edomite. It's slavery and destruction. And I'm going to go into that. And this proves who these people are and how we're not to be joined unto them, because they are our enemies, man. I'm going to the book of Malachi. Mom, what's up? Salakia. Alright. In this proves who Edom is, the wicked. You know, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 1. The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have indignation, which means hate, forever. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will be magnified from the border of Israel. And that goes back to why Esau hates you, because Esau has been made to be the wicked, and you are righteous. Which goes back to Cain hating Abel, because Abel was righteous, man. And what did the Cain do? He killed him. You know, and that's what Esau is going to do to you Israelites in this time that we're coming upon, which is Jacob's trouble. That's his whole MO, is to kill you so he can take the birthright. But he will not be able to do that, man, because the Lord has reserved a remnant of Israel that will inherit the world. But but 2/3 of our people, 2/3 of Israel will be, oh Lord, but 2/3 of our people, Israel, will not turn back to their heritage, and they will receive the same judgment as Esau Edom on this side, because they're wicked, and and that's the spirit. I'm flipping through this book, and I flip right to Romans chapter 9, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. It was said unto her, Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger, Esau shall serve Jacob. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So, this was all the workings of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. As in Psalms, King David said that the wicked is the Lord's sword. So he is going to use Esau Edom, the wicked, our enemy, to punish Israel, to get us right, and that's why this whole thing happened, man, because Israel went off and he used Esau Edom as a whipping stick. But now, our punishment is over, man, and the 1/3 of Israel will be brought back, adopted. But the 2/3, the Lord is going to use Esau Edom to destroy them, and then the Lord is going to destroy Esau Edom and the other heathens, and they will go into captivity, and they will be under the elect, and then after that 1,000 years serving their captivity, Esau Edom will be destroyed. The other heathens will go back in their land, and the 2/3 of Israel that was destroyed will come back as the elect's children, and that's how this all is going to play out. But with that being said, with that understanding, you should now know that the way we should try and be living right now, in these times with Jacob's trouble approaching, we should put on as the elect, trying to rehearse the righteous acts, trying to live according to this book, and departing from the wickedness, departing from uh, the wine, the doctrine of Esau Edom, because Esau Edom is in control of the world right now, as it says in Job. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. And who is the wicked according to Malachi? Esau, Edom. Everything that he pushes is contrary to the word. So we should be living, you know, we should be preparing ourselves to depart, from his wicked ways, because his kingdom is fin to be judged. It's gonna be a dark time in the world. The whole world is gonna be judged. And his kingdom is gonna be destroyed. So we don't want to be joined to it, because we'll be destroyed along with it. And with that, I'm gonna go to uh, uh, Revelations, Revelations 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And this is speaking of those who take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, and those who bow down to the image, those who are bowing down to this false image of the Lord, Jesus Christ. That's not the true image of the Lord. Those who are taking this injection in the arm, that's poison, and that's going against the word of the Lord. We're not supposed to be taking that stuff. Those who trust in oppression, who trust in the government, because the government is going to turn on you people. The government is going to force these mandates. The government is going to persecute you people, man. Martial law is going to be enforced, man. You know, they're going to come after the elect, man, because they know that their time is short, man. The people who trust in this wicked world, and who love this wicked world, are going to perish with it, man. And I want to go to real quick. I'm going to go to Psalms 137, to prove to you that Esau Edom is the harlot that is spoken of in Revelations, which is Mystery Babylon, which is Great Babylon, aka Rome, aka Egypt, aka Sodom and Gomorrah. And this is Psalms 137, verses 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. So Esau Edom is the daughter of Babylon, who rejoices in the downfall of the 12 tribes, man. And David said, happy shall he be that kills their little ones, that served them as they served us. And what did Esau Edom do to us, man? Slavery, man. What they did, man, they raped our women, they butt raped our man, they separated our families, man. They stacked us on cargo slave ships like sardines, and they still oppress us to this day, man. They ripped our heritage from us, and they made up all these lies about us and put it into the media, brainwashed our people, brainwashed the whole world to hate us. you know uh you know they serve us wickedness. They pay the lowest of our people to push wickedness on us. Black entertainment, BET, what does it push? Wickedness on our people, and it brainwashes our kids, man. And who owns that network? So-called Edomites, man. I mean, so-called white people, which are Edomites. So-called Jewish people, which are the house of Amalek, man. They took our heritage. Those people in Israel today are Edomites. They're Amalek, man. They're not the real Jews. We are, man. They took our heritage, man. So we're gonna get them back tenfold, man. And proving that Esau Edom is that harlot, What are we to do? Uh, what are we to do? This is Revelations 17, verses 1. What are we to do knowing that Esau Edom is that harlot that is going to be destroyed, man? And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that great whore, daughter of Babylon, Esau Edom, because in America, man, America is that melting pot. Everyone comes over here from different nations, man, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and everybody's adopting the doctrine of Esau Edom. The LGBT community has spread it throughout the world because of America. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 7 horns. And that is speaking of the United EU, the European nations. The EU and NATO. That's what that's speaking of. The European Union and the NATO. Because the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, they control this whole thing. Because those are the nobility of Esau Edom. Those are the top people, and it goes down to that, and they control the whole world through the EU and the NATO. You know, and America is backed by them. That's that harlot, because it says the beast is going to end up hating the harlot. You know, the Lord is going to cause friction between them to destroy this whole system that Esau Edom has. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a gold cup in her hand full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So America, is drunk with the blood of the saints, which are you Israelites, man. America was built upon the blood of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, and it's slaying us, man, but the Lord is going to avenge us, man. And knowing all of this, knowing who Esau Edom is and how he controls the world, how are we to be? What are we to do? This is Revelations 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, come out of that harlot, man, that woman. My people, my people being the Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, because the Lord is finna fuck this place up, man. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. And what David said in Psalms 137. Happy shall he be that rewardeth her as she served us. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. So, with all the hate Esau Edom has been filled with against the nation of Israel, against Jacob, that stuff is gonna come back on him tenfold, man. Because the Lord chose Israel, man. He chose the nation of Israel, man. He's gonna choose Jerusalem. And we need to know who our enemies is, man. You so-called Negroes, stop trusting in oppression, man. Stop trusting in this white man, Jesus, that is not our Lord, that is not our Savior. Stop trusting in the government. Stop trusting in oppression. Stop listening to the news where they feed you lies, man. Get back in this book, man. The apostles of Great Millstone are out preaching this true word, man. Get back to your heritage, man. and learn what you need to be doing in these last days, man. Uh, and I'm going to end this off with Zechariah 2 and 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion. Zion being Israel. You know, Yahweh calls Israel Zion. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. And as we read in Psalms 137, the daughter of Babylon is Esau Edom, that harlot. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, and they spoiled us, they robbed us, stripped us of our heritage. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants. Because Israel is a servant as of now. But when the Lord redeems the elect, you know, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, in these heathen nations, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the African man, the Arabs, the Syrians, Amalek, which call themselves Jewish people, but they're actually Edomites. Um, you know, these other heathens, they're going to be our servants in the kingdom of heaven, which will be ran by Yahweh and the Israelites, man. And they shall be spoiled to their servants. So we won't be servants anymore. We're going to be in dominion in the kingdom of heaven. And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I will come and I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith the Lord, man. Yahweh is going to be amongst us in the kingdom of heaven. And I'm skip down to verse 12. And the Lord shall inherit Judah his portion in the holy land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. You know, so you know we should be trying to put on as the elect. You know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and come back to our heritage, man, and depart from the harlot, man, which is America, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, which are these Rockefellers, these Rothschilds, the DuPonts, you know, the 13 Edomite banking families, man. You know, we need to depart from their way that they've pushed on the world, man, and come back to the true heritage. And knowing that we must suffer tribulation to enter into the kingdom. But what did the Lord say? He is going to choose Judah and he's going to choose Jerusalem again, man. You know, he will dwell amongst us, man, and we will establish the kingdom of heaven on earth. It will come to pass, man. So we have to brace ourselves, man, and not fall for deception and the lies of the so-called white man and these other heathen nations, man. Shalom, shalom, Israel, enduring to the end.